Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Lisa, and if you're new here, I invite you to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, I appreciate you coming back to join us here again. So in today's video, I am going to talk about our tower moment in our family. And so I hope that you'll join me after the intro to talk about the tower card. Alrighty, thank you so very much for staying with me, and I appreciate your time and attention. And before we get started into this topic today, I did want to ask you if you like what you see in this video, please make sure that you hit the like button. I just found out that when folks hit the like button, it helps the channel grow a little bit. So if you don't mind and you like what you see, please make sure you smash that like button. And I deeply appreciate your support. So now let's jump right into this topic. I did try to record this before, and I figured out that I went through this whole speech and my recorder didn't record. So here's for take two of the tower card moment. So unfortunately, in my personal life, if you followed along in my blog so far, my family is really going through a tower moment, which is why this topic came up for my video, is because we are really having a tower moment in our life right now. And I'll get to more of that later, but I did want to talk about the card itself, and I wanted to show you some examples. This is from the Tarot Draconis. That's one of my favorite decks. Well, there are actually all these decks, but this is the one I use the most, and this is the Hanson Roberts. It's a mini deck. It fits in my hands so much better than the full-size decks, which is why it's my favorite. I use this the most. This is the Celtic tower card, the Celtic deck tower card. And so this is a traditional Rider-Waite. Now, my nephew gave me a new deck a long time ago. Unfortunately, I haven't had a lot of time to explore it yet, and I regret that. But life kind of gets in the way sometimes. But this is from the Marseille deck. I'm sure I don't speak French, so I'm probably, I don't know if it's Marseille or Marcellus, but this is from that deck. Now, that form of tarot cards is a lot different than the Rider-Waite. However, it appears that the major arcanas, they share something in common. And that's where the commonalities depart, is after you get into the minor arcanas, they diverge. They're very divergent. But it does have a tower card in that deck. I thought that was pretty interesting. So I'm gonna read. I got this little book, and with the tarot, most tarot decks come with a little book of explanation. But I like this definition of the tower card because it makes the most sense to me and appeals to my own personal experience. So let me just read it. The ancient fortress, the pride of the kings of the West, crumbles under the impact of lightning. Everything manifests its limits, and it is time for the walls that have resisted so long to collapse, making room for the new. Rebirth is sometimes painful, but change cannot be avoided for too long. So, the Tower card, most people dread, even I dread, getting a tower card in their readings, because they really represent chaos and destruction. And unfortunately, sometimes we really want to hold on too tightly and resist change, and sometimes it takes a tower moment to push us forward. Um, they're painful. I'm not gonna lie. I've had more than one tower moment in my life. Um, the one that we're experiencing right now is no exception. However, there's a different way to look at a tower moment than simply the destructive force of it. Tower moments represent opportunities for growth. Like it said in that definition, it breaks down our walls and makes room for something better to come into our lives. So I'm going to pull up my notes here. So let me just tell you a little bit about what's been going on in our life. So if you've been following along in my blog, you know that my mother has thyroid cancer. The day before she was scheduled for surgery for her thyroid cancer, I had a grandchild need emergency surgery to remove his appendix. So that was prior to that, though. Running concurrent with my mother's health issues, my older brother also has heart problems, and he's been having heart problems. So the day before her surgery to remove her thyroid and the tumors in her neck was, my grandchild's emergency appendectomy. My mom was home 4 days and went back into surgery, or back in the hospital, and was in the hospital 9 days with, complications post-surgery. While we were in the hospital, my oldest brother had another episode with his heart, and they did a heart ablation to try to correct his arrhythmia. And this happened while I was in the hospital with my mother. Also, while we were in the hospital with my mother, we learned that one of our extended family members has stage 4 throat cancer, and they're only giving that person a 30% chance of recovery. So we get my mother home after 9 days, and I'm not even sure we made it a week, and we found out another family member tried to commit suicide. So to say that it's been a tower moment in our family is a bit of an understatement, because we've had so much hit us in the last month. That was the last month. That's not even, the last year. That was just the last month. We've been financially and emotionally challenged during all this time. And it's been an absolute struggle, to say the least. So my attitude right now is that this tower moment, this defining moment in our history, was something necessary to our growth. It, I mean, it's possible there could be karmic debts playing out here. It could be something that that person, that soul decided that this was what was going to happen during their lifetime here. Um, I mean, we had a young person that was making bad decisions. We had another young person that was in a crisis mode, and some of this we didn't realize. So it's turning points. These defining moments are turning points in our lives. They represent opportunities for us to change directions. They're opportunities for us to help these people and ourselves to walk a different path. Hopefully these paths lead away from self-destruction. I mean, cancer battles really are terrifying. They can be, depending on their severity. I mean, but they can also be the impetus for people to change our habits. Change the habits that feed the cancer, like eating too much processed food, or eating too much fast food, or using too much plastic. I mean, all of those places and areas of our life that would feed cancer, we have the opportunity to step away from that. They are defining moments at a fork in the road where we have choices to make that's going to influence our future in unknown ways. We don't really know, but it'll influence our future for sure. We can choose a path to better health emotionally and physically, or we can choose the path back to old habits and constricting destructive behaviors that perhaps brought on that tower moment to begin with. I can only hope that we will choose the path to better health. Tower moments, by definition, are destructive. They represent moments in our life where our very foundations are ripped out from under us. Nothing feels right. But at the same time, they represent opportunities for tremendous growth. We have an opportunity to redefine our priorities and what is important to us. We have opportunities to change the direction and the focus of our lives. We are presented front and center with what is really important and what matters most. It is up to us to take the opportunity and to make our lives better. It is up to us what we do with that defining moment. Are we going to use it to help us grow, or are we going to turn tail and run back into bad, self-destructive habits? For me, I hope to take this defining moment and turn it into something good. Help me redefine my priorities, the focus in my life, what's most important. Help me grow as an individual and a human. So what I put out into the world is more positive. It helps to affect good change. It influences people in a positive way instead of a negative one. That's what I hope to do going forward as we progress through this tower moment. It is no doubt painful. It's no doubt I have so many more lessons to learn, but this moment in time is like a fork in the road. Which direction do I want to go in? Back to the old or forward into the new? I choose forward into the new. And I hope that this has been helpful to you, and I thank you so very much for watching. I appreciate your time and attention, and I hope that you will join me for the next video, and many blessings to everyone.